Right, so it's a nice sunny Sunday afternoon, just letting you know that we're off to Liverpool, to Anfield, to watch Liverpool against Swansea. I'm thinking about filming around the ground. I'll try and get some footage inside the ground, but it can be a bit funny about that once the game, well, especially when the game started. So as long as I have enough charge in the camera and enough memory on the card and not too many overzealous stewards, I'll just try and show you a bit of one of my days. And no, I've still not got a job, but these tickets are prepaid, so I've no other choice really to go. Catch you later. Right, so we've just arrived in Liverpool. We've parked the car next to Goodison Park. For those that don't know, that's the home of Everton. You'll not see any red whatsoever on this football ground, and vice versa when we get across the road to Anfield, you'll not see any blue. Just going to quickly show you the prices to attend Goodison. I'd say on average it's probably about £10 a game cheaper than going to Anfield. Still expensive. I think all Premier League games are an absolute rip-off. But there's just an idea of what you pay at Everton. Right, so there's Goodison. Then behind us here is Stanley Park.
People already know about this.
So basically all we do is walk through Stanley Park over there, and I don't know whether that's Anfield, just through that tree there. Not quite sure. I can't even tell from here. Anyway, it's just a quick walk across this park and then we'll be at Anfield. Right, so we're walking across Stanley Park now. I'm sure you'll agree, it's one of the nicest walks you'll get to a football ground in England, considering there's one on each side of the park. Two old traditional football stadiums surrounded with houses, like all of them used to be in the old days. Right, so there's Goodison. We've just walked across Stanley Park, come round here, and Anfield's just behind these trees here. Right, so now we're actually on Anfield Road. This is Anfield Road, that's the Anfield Road stand, which houses the away supporters as well as the Liverpool supporters. These are what are the Shankly Gates, to commemorate the life of the old Liverpool manager. He wasn't the most successful, but he's the guy who started it all. Without him, a lot of people don't think Liverpool would have gone on and been as successful as they are today. And next to it, just over there, is the memorial to the fans that died at Hillsborough.
Ask him that when ask him.
Yeah, Bailey.
Now, as you come through the Shankly Gates, you'll see a building on the right as you come through that sells the match day programmes. Now, years ago when I first started coming, there used to be a porter cabin just dumped on the floor there, and that used to be the souvenir shop, and I think all you could buy was scarves, posters and pens. So that shows you how much merchandising's changed over the years, from a little porter cabin over there to a brand new shop around the other side of the ground, which I'll show you in a minute. This is now the main stand. I think they still cater for all the corporate people over here in this type of thing, but I think they also do it on the other side in the centenary stand. And now we've just stumbled across Phil Thompson.
Here's all gel for the occasion as well.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to have to shake your hand, God, alright?
Phil, wait to do an interview with you inside.
Okay, won't be a second.
Can you just give the little fella a handshake? Brad, just shake his hand.
You alright, son? You good? Enjoy the game.
Cheers, Phil, thanks very much.
Right,
Right, we're now at the opposite side of the ground after seeing Phil Thompson. So there's the other end of the main stand. This is now the Cop grandstand that was rebuilt to cater for all-seater stadiums. And here's the famous Albert. And now, I'll take you a bit further down there, and that's the new shop. So, you know, we've come a long way from the porter cabin mentioned earlier. Right, so now we're outside the Park pub, which is another famous pub opposite the Cop. And there's the Paisley Gateway to commemorate the life of another great Liverpool manager. And things are in full swing in that pub. I think we'll be in for a good game today, actually. So now we're just walking around the back of the centenary stand back towards Anfield Road. We've just done basically a lap of the stadium. And here's another plaque to another disaster. So if any people are ever thinking of coming to Anfield, especially with kids, you know, whether you're a Liverpool fan or a visiting supporter, once you're on the Anfield Road, well, on Anfield Road, you've got, I forget what they call it now over here. Oh, it's the family park. So if you were to go through there, there's all kinds of stuff on for the kids, bouncy castles, football games, just to keep them occupied for half an hour before the game. Right, so for today's game we are in the Anfield Road stand, the lower Anfield Road stand. I think we're behind the goals. So we're going to go in the stadium now. I'm going to put the camera away because you never know. Bloody Premier League dictating what you can and you can't film once you're in the stadium. So I'm going to switch it off and switch back on when we're in there. Right, so obviously we're now in the ground. That's the Cop over there. There's the main stand. We're in the lower tier of the Anfield Road stand. There's the centenary stand. And obviously the upper tier, there's people sat up there as well.
Also at half-time, we have Liverpool's very own British and Commonwealth champion, potential future.
All the Swansea fans are in that bit over there. Quite surprised they've not brought more actually, there don't seem to be a lot of them. I never see them coming off the bus. Do they all turn up on bus? Because we normally see Chocolate Raiders car park. Gerrard's given the ball. Yeah. Bad looking camera. It's alright, isn't it? Say something.
Hello.
Right, so we finished 5-0. Swansea were rubbish. I thought Swansea would be a better bet than that. It's quiet. After coming to the West Brom game last week, where West Brom sneaked 2 goals, pretty disappointing in Swansea. I know they can do a lot better. They must have just had one of those off days. So Anyway, that's it. I didn't catch all the goals, so I didn't want to keep picking the camera up, but there we have it. Catch you later. Are you looking for your cream egg? Just leave it.